Good morning, y'all, and welcome to another beautiful morning here on the Alabama Gulf Coast. We are getting ready to do something that I think has never been done before on a kayak. At least I could not find any videos or anybody that's ever put out content using a kayak to try to catch triple tail, and in particular, we're gonna try to get out of here with a limit today. Now, we are in a little bit of a canal system right here. I need to pick up bait. We've had a lot of rain, a lot of warm weather. The tackle shops do not have live shrimp right now, so we're gonna see if we can get in here, get us a couple. I have been at this since about 4:30 this morning, and we've already picked up maybe 8 or 9 shrimp, a lot of small ones, but we have also gotten a couple of decent ones as well. All right, let's get the net ready, see if we can't sling it out here, pick us up maybe another dozen shrimp. And we got some current moving through. That's where I've been able to pick up a few here and there. Sling that out there. Not the prettiest of casts, but I bet we'll have some bait in it. Kind of hard slinging this small bait net over these pockets of grass, and when I try to walk out there, I sink in the mud, so not a real good recipe there. And we got us a shrimp right there on that cast, so that's pretty much been the deal. I'm throwing out there, picking up 1 or 2 each cast, so we got plenty of time. We typically don't want to get out there on the water till the sun comes up, so we're gonna put this guy in the bait bucket, try to get us some more, and I'll see y'all when we get out on the water. So we have launched the kayak here, got the marsh systems, and we're sitting here looking at a crab pot, and I've been kind of running them. Sun is still very much low, hard to see, but I pretty much ran right over the top of what looked to be a legal triple tail, so we're gonna go ahead and rig up one of these shrimps and see if we can get this guy to bite. All right, so we just got a simple popping cork setup right here. Very short leader, which you don't want a long leader when you're triple tail fishing, because what happens when you throw that cork around that buoy, the first thing that triple tail is going to do is try to nose up to the cork, and then he's going to find the shrimp. So if your shrimp's too far below the cork, he may miss it, but maybe a 7-8 inch leader right there. Shrimp, we just got a size #1 Kell hook, and we're going to go right there where the horn meets the head, and hopefully we can get that guy to bite. Yeah, he's there. I see him. All right, we're gonna try to ease up. Good cast. There he goes. He's on. Got him. Oh no. I don't know if he's still on. I think he's off. Oh man, fishing on a kayak, drifting around, not being in a fixed position, and in this wind, it's not easy, y'all. We did hook that guy. We at least put a hook in one. We got him to bite. He bit. That was I believe it might have been a keeper. That was 1 out of 3 that we've hooked, 0 that we've landed, but we're just gonna keep on working around. Maybe we can get us one today. So the last y'all saw, we were out here on the kayak and saw 6 triple tail. Wind was blowing like crazy. Couldn't manage my position, couldn't make a decent cast. So I decided to get out here on the jet ski this time. I really wanted to target those from the kayak, but I can cover more ground and have a lot better shot with the jet ski, and we got the trolling motor up front now, so that's going to really help us get in position and try to get these triple tails. So we're gonna go ahead and make a run, and yeah, we're going to continue this mission, see if we can make it happen. That should get it done right there. That should drift right in front of that crab trap if I don't get hung up in the trap. Oh, I think he grabbed it. Yeah, he's on it. Got him, got him. Oh, get out of the trap. There we go. All right, well, there we go. Just a little guy. That right there is what we are out here targeting, the old triple tail. These guys, you do have to be careful because their gill plates are like saw blades. Got them hooked right in the roof of the mouth. We'll go ahead, let you go. Bye-bye, dude. That guy was blind in one eye, I don't know if somebody else had previously hooked them or what, but all right, first triple tail in the boat. Motor is holding us really, really good out here. Now we got our practice in. Let's move on, find us a keeper. It's a long cast here. We got a triple tail. Come on. I don't know how much closer. There he goes. He turned on it. He turned on it. Get that shrimp. There, he bit it. He bit it. Got him. Fish on. There we go. All right. Yeah, that should be a keeper. That should be a keeper. Oh, no. Oh, this one's got a little spunk in him. I wasn't thinking it was going to be a keeper. That should make it no problem. Come here. These are some super strong, hard fighting fish. All right, he choked that shrimp. There we go. All right. Boom. Check that guy out right there. I think it's gonna make it. We are gonna measure just to make sure. Go ahead and pop this hook out. Moment of truth. Is she gonna make 18? We get to keep 3 of these per person. They gotta go 18 inches. 18 mark is right there. And that is a 19-inch fish right there. Finally caught us a keeper triple tail. 19, a little over 19 right there. Thankful to catch this guy. Make sure we don't have. Not long after we put that triple tail in our cooler, this massive storm in the distance started rolling in. The wind picked up like crazy, lightning started popping, and we decided to go ahead and call it today and resume the following day. So this is the footage from the next day. We are spot locked in place right there. Finally got the Minn Kota installed on it. At the end of this video, I'll give you all the full breakdown on how I got it set up, how I got it rigged, all of that. But right now we have a triple tail sitting on that buoy, and we've got a bucket full of bull minnows right here. We've just kind of been running around. Started off this morning looking for flounder, but as you can see, the skies are super, super dark, and we decided to just kind of run around. We do have some protection around us, some docks to get under if a storm approaches, but yeah, let's go ahead, get a bull minnow rigged up, see if we can catch the triple tail that's sitting right here. All right, reaching this bucket here. Don't have a net or anything like that, but they're pretty easy to grab with your hands. Got a small bull minnow, mud minnow, whatever you want to call them, right there. We have a number 2 Kell hook, and we're just gonna hook that guy through the bottom lip, out the top lip, and that guy is gonna go wild. Now, we have made a couple of trips using shrimp, but the water is so hot that the shrimp is dying really, really soon. So I figure these bull minnows, they'll last a little bit longer. They'll get down in there, swim erratic, and we'll be able to hook this guy. Oh, he's on. Got him. Got him. Yeah. Oh, come on. He jumped out the water. Yes. First triple tail of the day hooked up. Man, I had to make several casts out there at that buoy too. And he finally come up and smote that bull minnow. That should be a keeper. Yeah, oh yeah. Look at that guy right there. Beautiful fish. They gotta go 18 inches. That one's gonna be close. I think it's gonna make it. Yeah, that one should make it. Feels like he is anyways. Yeah. All right, y'all. First triple tail of the morning right there. We get to keep 3 of these per person, and they gotta go 18 inches. So we're gonna go back here to the cooler. This one is gonna be close. I think it's gonna make it though. All right, we're gonna set it on the 18-inch line. Oh yeah, that is a 18 and 3/4 inch fish right there. So first triple tail going to the box, and using a brand new bait right here. We've never used bull minnows to target them before, so super cool. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about my setup, and then we're gonna go get on some more of these guys. Setup that I'm out here targeting these triple tail with is just an old Daiwa Coastal SP Surf. I've had this rod for a very long time. Don't even know where I picked it up from, but it's just a great kind of bull red rod, or anytime you're targeting anything from, you know, your mid-sized fish to bigger bull reds, this one does handle it, and it's great for throwing popping corks and stuff like that. But on my mainline braid, I am running 40-pound test, just because we can run into some bigger fish out here. And my leader, as you see, is a really short, maybe 8 inches, and it's 20-pound test. I do have a small split shot to keep that mud minnow from swimming up to the surface. And like I said earlier, at number 2 Kell hook with a Paradise Bomber popping cork. That's pretty much the setup. And I guess lastly, the reel here is just a Shimano Saragosa 5000. This guy handles saltwater great. As you see on this jet ski, everything gets soaked in salt water. So really the only reels that I'll use spinning wise out here on this are the Saragosas, because they are tanks in salt water. Anyways, I'm gonna stop yapping. We're gonna pull this motor up, and we're gonna keep on moving down. Maybe we can find us another triple tail. All right, well, we only got that one triple tail today. I saw a ton, and I don't know how much of that, if any, I'm gonna show y'all, but it's just been tough. That wind's blowing like crazy, and the water's dirty, and those triple tail are not coming off the buoys. And it's forcing me to get that cast all the way up on top of it. And then most of the time, I end up hooking the crab traps. But anyways, I did tell y'all that I was going to show y'all the trolling motor setup. So we're about to get into that. As far as doing a catch and cook for y'all, we do have the triple tail from the other day, as well as this one, but we're heading out of town, so I'm gonna go ahead and clean those real quick, and I'm gonna roll in a catch and cook that I did with some triple tail in a previous video. That way y'all can get a really good recipe out of this, and I'll put that right after I get through showing y'all the trolling motor setup. The trolling motor that we went with is the Minn Kota Terrova. It is an 80-pound thrust, 24 volt, 56-inch shaft trolling motor. I have kind of done a lot of homework on trying to figure out what other people are using as far as power and thrust wise, and a lot of people are going with like a 60-pound thrust. I just feel like if I were to go down to the Keys or somewhere where you get caught in that 3 to 4 mile an hour current, I am going to want something that will spot lock in place, and I feel like 80 pounds of thrust is plenty to get that done. Now, y'all check this out. So One Off Outdoors provided us with this mount right here. DeLon, thank you so much for sending me this mount, because this is absolutely awesome. It keeps my ski balanced with all of this running in it. The battery, the mount, the trolling motor does not, even though it's running kind of like the shaft is running on the left side of the ski, I'm not out of balance at all. And that's because this mount is set up to basically offset that weight and keep it nice and balanced. I will have this linked down below, and I did do a lot of homework, and really there's not a lot of options out there, certainly not with the build quality that we have from One Off Outdoors. So if y'all are looking at putting a trolling motor on your jet ski, I will link the mount down below. Be sure to go over there and check them out if you are looking to putting a trolling motor on your jet ski. So yeah, that's pretty much the setup right here. We can go ahead and power that off. Coming this way, so I just got a rope that's tied up right there, so whenever it's down, all I got to do is pull this rope. I can lift it up. As far as dropping it, I just got to reach with a rod and reel, gaff, anything I can, just press it down. It's really not that much at all, but yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what we got to do to drop it. Just reach up there, hit the latch, drop it, and then pull the rope to pick it back up. Now, down in the hatch right here is our 24 volt Epic Smart battery. That's where we got it set up. I have seen a lot of options. Some people were putting them in external boxes back here, but with my fuel tanks that I keep and everything else, I just really wanted to keep this area free of the battery. So we did end up putting it in right there, and 50 amp hours should last multiple trips. It's gonna take a while to kill that battery, and it might be a little overkill, but sometimes we hit the road for a week at a time and I don't want to have to worry about charging. So yeah, went with a big battery there. But anyways, that is our trolling motor setup, and I hope y'all enjoyed the little bit of triple tail action that I got in this video right here. I'm gonna go ahead and roll into catch and cook right now. We are out here on the back deck right now, and I am about to whip up a really good recipe. It's going to be sweet and sour fish using that triple tail right here. We got the triple tail chunked up into nice little about 1 inch chunks right there, and we're going to be coating that guy up, frying the fish, whipping up a sweet and sour sauce, doing some veggies, serving it over rice. It's going to come together real nicely. Y'all stay tuned. Let's get after it. All right, so over here on my burner, I just got some canola oil going right now, looking for it to get to about 350. But while that is going, we're going to go ahead and whip up our batter for our fish. So like I said, got our triple tail in. We're just going to go ahead and season it, going in there with some cracked black pepper, got some sea salt, and then we're going to do some onion powder, and lastly we're going to put some garlic powder. That's all we're going to use to season our fish right here. I'm going to go ahead, kind of stir that up, making sure that all the seasoning gets coated in there really well. Just like that. All right, and then from there, we just got 3 eggs that we've beaten up. I'm gonna dump that in there. And then we're just gonna get to making sure that all of our fish is coated with our egg real nicely. Just like that. And then we're going to go in with some cornstarch. Go in with about 1/4 cup or so. It's going to add a real nice crunch and light texture to it. And then I got some all-purpose flour. Only the best though, this is white lily flour. My favorite. Oh, come on, wind. Chill out. We're going to dump that in there. About another 1/4 cup or so. We're just going to stir that up and see how that looks. We may end up adding a little bit more dry ingredients. Actually, I think that's going to be perfect. And that should be good to go right there. We're looking for it to have kind of a consistency of a beer batter, something like that, a little bit thicker. But that is coated on there real nicely. Good to go. So our oil has reached 350. We'll go ahead and start dropping some fish in. And that's what we're looking for right there, instant bubbles. See if we can get all this in there. Might be able to. All right, we'll come back when the fish turns golden brown. Be ready to pull it off and start on the other stuff. All right, so our fish has got some real beautiful color on it. I am sure that it should be just about ready. Just gonna pull one off right there. Make sure we got the nice crunch we want. Yeah. Oh yeah, perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the rest of these off. Yeah, man, if y'all could only smell that right now. I could eat it just like this. Old fish nuggets. But we ain't done. We about to layer some flavor on these bad boys. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and move this plate of fish inside, and then we're gonna go ahead and work on our vegetables and our sauce. All right, so right here I got an extra large cast iron skillet, and I am just gonna be putting in a little bit of olive oil, keep my vegetables from sticking and burning. That should be good right there. And then to that, I'm going to add in, I got a little bit of shredded carrots, some sliced white onion, and then a red and a green bell pepper. So I'm just gonna go ahead and dump that in. And once that heats up, we'll just stir it around until we get it all sweated down. All right, and then while we're waiting on our vegetables to get up to temperature and sweat down a little bit, we're gonna go ahead and build our sauce, which is kind of the, other than the fish, this is like the star of the show right here. This sauce is what's gonna bring everything together. But our base for this sauce is gonna be ketchup. You gotta be kidding me. And it is starting to rain right now. Where did that come from? All right, hold on. Hold on. I gotta get that grease away from that water. Just move it out of the way. Starts raining with that grease hitting that water like that. Asking for bad news. Get that out of the way. Maybe it won't rain hard enough to ruin our veggies right here, but like I was saying, we're gonna go in with some ketchup, and this is the base to our sauce. So the main thing to keep in mind is you want equal parts tomato ketchup, sugar, and distilled vinegar. Okay, so I got about a 1/3 cup in there. Go in about a 1/3 cup of vinegar, and then the same thing, it just so as happens that I got a 1/3 cup strooper right here. So we're gonna put in a 1/3 cup of sugar, and then we're gonna give that a good stir. This is the sweet and sour sauce. There's a lot of different ways to make this. You can add more to it. You can add oyster sauce. Man, is it really gonna rain like this? It hasn't rained in 3 days, and here we go. So, anyways, you can add all kinds of stuff, oyster sauce, fish sauce. We're just gonna put in a couple of dashes of soy sauce. Add in a little salty element to it. I'm gonna cover my sugar so rainwater doesn't get in there. And we're gonna keep the show going, I think. All right, let's give that a little taste. That is where it's at, y'all. That is a fire sweet and sour sauce. My goodness, that's good. All right, I'm gonna cover that up with that mitt, try to keep the rain out of it, and get back on our vegetables. This is just one of the many things that we as YouTubers, whatever you want to call us, content creators, have to go through to be able to put out content to y'all. We have, you know, we can't control the elements. I prefer to do all my cooking like this outside. I got a 2-month-old child inside, and I got a 3-year-old daughter. And then I also have a wife that I don't want to have to make go into another room with the kids and do all that, so I can film without all the noises and TV and things like that. So that's why I cook outside, and that's why I'm going to finish this thing outside. And I think it's still going to be all right as long as the rain and water doesn't just soggy everything down. I think it's going to be all right though, y'all. Just get our vegetables stirring up now. Got the heat going to it. Got to get them to where these vegetables start to turn translucent. All right, so I have improvised right here with this umbrella. It's keeping my food dry for the most part, unless that wind kicks up and brings that rain sideways. So the mission continues. So our vegetables are looking nice and sweated down right there. So what we're gonna do now is just go ahead and go in with our sauce. Just like that. And we're gonna just reduce that down a little bit. The sugar in it's gonna help it to thicken up, turn into more of a syrupy consistency. You just wanna make it to where it's just a little bit thicker, it's not real runny. I'm gonna go ahead and turn my heat off. We don't need to scorch it. That sugar in there will burn. So you do wanna turn your pan down while you're thickening this up. Do that. Go ahead and go in with our fish. Oh man. Y'all comment below. Is this something y'all would make? Are y'all interested in trying something like this? Have you ever had sweet and sour fish. I'm real curious to know. I have not made sweet and sour fish in quite some time. It is a dish that I had a lot when I was over in Kuwait, doing a little bit of overseas contracting. I would eat it at least once a week. I came home with some really good recipes for it, and somewhere along the way I just stopped making it. So here we are doing it with triple tail. I'm sure some of y'all are probably gonna say that probably not the best thing you can do with triple tail, because you know, triple tail being such a good fish, you know, you don't have to do anything to it really. I mean, you could just put salt and pepper on triple tail and it's gonna be good. But to that I say, y'all probably don't have a YouTube channel where you're constantly having to come up with new ways to cook fish and do things like this. So I'm just trying to bring something to y'all a little bit different, and with that we did catch these nice triple tail, and I thought what perfect way to do a sweet and sour dish than with that triple tail. Such a pure, thick, white fillet, just a good fish. But you can do this with any fish. It doesn't have to be triple tail. And we're looking close to done there. So yeah, definitely leave me a comment though. Is this something that looks appetizing to y'all? Is this something y'all would make at home? Because I'm really curious to know. Alright, so I got me a plate of rice right here. I'm using brown rice, but you can use any rice you'd like. To be honest, I did not remember to pick up rice from the store, and if it were me, I think the best rice to use would be some jasmine rice. That would be absolutely killer. But I'm just gonna throw some of this fish and veggies on top of this rice. It ain't real pretty, but I'm starving. I'm about to go in right there. All right, well, here it is. This is the finished product right there. Absolutely smells amazing. I got a feeling it's gonna be killer. I'm gonna go ahead and go in for a bite for y'all. So grab me a nice chunk of fish, a little bit of rice. That is better than anything you're gonna get at a restaurant, and I promise you that. That right there is absolutely killer. If y'all aren't making this dish, you got to give it a shot. This is amazing. I'm gonna go ahead, scarf it down. I'm starving. I appreciate y'all tuning in. If y'all would, hit that like button, comment with any questions, subscribe if you haven't already. We'll see y'all next time.